Well, I think it's a little similar to what happened to us last week. We were preparing for one sort of quarterback, and the other one came in. I think teams keep their system somewhat the same. Now, different players have different strengths, and certainly we'll be prepared for his strengths. Had a great game against Iowa throwing the ball, very impressive, and so certainly got our attention that way. Well, I think the one thing, just look at them from the difference between this year and last year is the certainly the receiving core is pretty impressive. Okay, I think their top three receivers didn't play against us last year, so with those guys back, big physical targets, and it's something we have to be well aware of. Well, I think Leon did some good things. Leon brings a pretty aggressive attitude over there. Made a good tackle for loss as a corner out there on a bubble screen. Leon's got a great skill set, tall, rangy, very athletic, and good. Obviously good ball skills from being a receiver. But was pleased with his performance and pleased with the way he came over, and embraced the opportunity to help us out. I think so a little bit. I think so. We looked at him a little bit this summer in some drill work, and so we knew he was pretty skilled athletically. And really, it was something Coach Wilson, and we talked to Coach Wilson last week, and he came over and prepared all last week, and we're excited to have him. I think so. Just from a standpoint of if it was just man coverage, we're not we play some man obviously, but we're not a big man coverage team. So he needs to know where he fits with the defense, different type of techniques he plays. But we tried to make it as simple as we could out there, and I think he played maybe close to 30 snaps. So he did a good job in there. Didn't get beat, and I was impressed with some of the other guys. Some of the other guys that had their first opportunity to play, and Will Dawkins did some good things, and looking forward to seeing him play again this week. Well, it was apparent from our guys, just the coaches on the sidelines, that as they asked about their look in their eyes, and all our seniors, they kind of sense, the time's ticking, and they kind of got the guys together. Some of the guys like Ralph Green, who's not a senior also, but a guy who has experience, got our guys together, settled our troops, and we really played as well as we played this year the last, 50 minutes or so, 45 minutes. I think so, because I think we have so many guys in key positions that are young, that aren't with Chase Dutra, not out there, be able to in the secondary. You need the guys up front, especially on the sidelines, to be able to step up and be able to communicate. And so, being able to see that from our older guys, being able to see it, some of our linebackers are still Marcus Oliver. TJ Simmons, still somewhat young, but they're starting to show some leadership in there as well. Mhm. Yes. Right. Well, I think he's with his body strength, he's a hard physical runner that, he's hard to get down. He's always falling forward for yards, and like you said, he gets better as the game goes on. And so he's a guy we'll have to be very, very conscious of. He's a north-south runner, and their running attack, it's not a big perimeter-oriented running attack. He's getting downhill, getting those shoulders north and south, and we got to do a great job because, while he isn't, I think he's 5'10", but he's probably close to 210 pounds, and for a freshman, he's a pretty physical football player, no doubt. Well, I think what Marcus does is purely from his actions. He's a guy that's week to week he's been banged up, been out there hobbling at times, but always on game day. Now he brings it, and just I think 3 out of the last 4 weeks he's been our defensive player of the game. And so he's a guy, just by his actions, are certainly our guys. He has all our guys' attention, and just by the way he prepares, not only on game day and during the week, but what he does outside of from video study to just get himself prepared to play the best he can. I think angles. We need to take better angles. Have to be able to get off a couple blocks. We had a couple kids get outrun there, but just need to take better angles. And I think it was second play of the second half. And those, for us to be a good defense or for us to get better, we've got to limit those big plays. There were 3 plays in that game that, a large chunk of yardage that we had. And so whether it's communication, whether it's taking great pursuit angles, a sense of urgency once that ball gets in the open field, we got to be able to down the ball. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, whether it's backside pursuit, whether it's just getting off blocks. We had our opportunities there, and I think that's something that, our coaches, we showed our defense a couple of those plays and how, it's not just they're going to make plays. They're going to get to the secondary level. We got to be able to down the ball, and that's whether it's pursuit angles in the backside, getting off blocks. Somebody's got to be able to down that ball. We've been fairly successful. We're 4 out of 6 on 4th down. Did some decent things in the red zone Saturday. So as long as we down the ball, make them play another play, I think that's the biggest thing we're preaching to our kids. That's right. Well, I think it's hard to simulate tackling during the week, and tackling's a skill. You have to be able to practice tackling. But I think the biggest thing for our guys is to get themselves in a good position to tackle. A lot of those times we weren't taking that extra step, getting to the position where we could, the tackle be a little bit easier tackle. So, I think the biggest thing for us is getting ourselves in position, whether it's our reads, whether it's our taking that extra step, pursuit angles. Those are things that I think attributed more than anything to our missed tackles.